After the engagement party, I was scrolling through a private forum and saw a blurred photo of my face. The post's title was, "So exciting. My brother asked me to share his wife." The comments section was full of people doubting the post's authenticity. The original poster quickly replied below, "My brother and I are identical twins. We look so alike that even our parents can't tell us apart. If we actually shared her, she wouldn't even notice. Today was their engagement, and I wasn't even there. My brother and I plan to mess with the woman and then call off the engagement. We can just return the dowry money anyway. Tonight, we're going to share her, and my brother is letting me go first." I was trembling with rage and looked up at my fiancé. But then I saw him smile, a sinister smile. "Baby, we're engaged. Can we do it now?" My boyfriend, Luke, said that and went into the bathroom to shower. Then, the sound of running water and a soft, laughing hum came from inside. For some reason, I felt like his smile was full of depravity. I couldn't help but shiver, sitting on the sofa, trying to calm down. Was the blurred photo of my face on that forum really posted by him? But when I thought about it, maybe I was just being paranoid. Maybe it was just a coincidence. After all, my boyfriend, Luke, had never told me he had an older brother, and his request now was just a very normal act of love. We'd been together for 6 months, and Luke had never crossed the line with me. He was gentle and attentive, and he took meticulous care of me in every aspect of life. To our friends, he was a rare, perfect boyfriend. We were officially getting married at the end of the year. At this point, it was a perfectly normal thing for him to want to take things further, right? It was more likely that someone had stolen my photo to use. In this day and age, personal information is leaked all the time. Maybe it was just a malicious prank from someone who was jealous of him. I chose to trust our 6-month relationship over a post from a strange account. I gradually calmed my emotions, telling myself that the stress from work had probably made me overly sensitive lately. Since tomorrow was the weekend, I definitely needed to rest and reset. Perhaps not wanting to wait for my response, my boyfriend called out from the bathroom, "Baby, tonight, let's..." A little bit of doubt still lingered in my mind. I quickly replied, "Honey, I'm so tired today. I want to go to sleep now. I won't wait for you. Take your time in the shower." The sound of running water didn't stop, but the humming and laughing stopped abruptly. I stood outside the bathroom door for a long time before I heard him say, "Okay, you should go to bed early then. Oh, and baby, there's some milk in the kitchen that I warmed up for you. Don't forget to drink it before you go to sleep." My boyfriend was as thoughtful as ever. My tense heart immediately relaxed. See, I was just being overly sensitive. He's still the boyfriend who loves me. Oh no, he's my fiancé now. At the end of the year, he'll be my husband. I immediately replied sweetly, "I know, I'll drink it all." That new pajama set in the bathroom, I bought it with real silk. Try it on and see if it fits you. We'd given each other all sorts of gifts during our relationship. Anyway, as long as it was something I bought. Luke always said he liked it. And of course, I would never say I didn't like something he bought. Our tastes, eating habits, and everything else surprisingly matched perfectly. A soft chuckle came from the bathroom again, and I guessed he might be changing clothes. So, I breathed a sigh of relief and walked away decisively. I scrolled on my phone and went back to my bedroom. Lying in bed, I thought for a moment, and then opened the forum I had just scrolled past. It was a private forum that my hacker best friend had shared with me. Here, people dared to say anything. The shocking title of that post was indeed very eye-catching. More and more people were joining to follow the thread. Most people in the comments section were watching, saying they would wait for the paid content the poster mentioned. I also wanted to find out the truth. Even if the person wasn't me, what if someone else was being victimized? I would find a way to report it to the police. I waited and waited until 10 o'clock at night. The poster still hadn't updated anything. I was both tired and sleepy, so I turned over, preparing to go to bed. My boyfriend, Luke, suddenly sent me a message. "Asleep yet, baby? The pajamas you bought me. I like them a lot. They're really comfortable. We're a matching set, aren't we? I really want to see how you look in yours. You must look so cute, right?" Right after that, he sent a suggestive emoji. For some reason, seeing that emoji made me inexplicably think of the words from that forum post. What was it about sharing identical twins and those blurred faces? It was disgusting, beyond words. I immediately became alert, curled up tightly in my blanket, and instinctively refused. "It's too late now. I'm already under the covers." Luke didn't press the matter, simply replying with a single word, "Okay." I breathed a sigh of relief. Then I felt a little guilty. It seemed I had been overthinking. I would find someone to investigate that post, and then I would make it up to him properly. Thinking it over and over, I started to feel a little sleepy and quickly drifted off to sleep. I don't know how long I was asleep, but my phone buzzed next to my ear, startling me awake. I had forgotten to turn off the vibration. With blurry eyes, I set my phone to silent and felt the need to pee. So, I decided to get up and go to the bathroom. As soon as I pulled the door open, a dark figure at the door scared me half to death. The dark figure was sneaking toward my bedroom. The moment the door opened, he froze. In the dim light of the nightlight, Luke's expression was dark and hard to read, and he was staring at me grimly. "Luke, you're not asleep yet?" Luke's eyes immediately curved into a line, and his expression changed extremely quickly. "Baby, where are you going? To the bathroom? What a coincidence. I just came back from there." For some reason, at that moment, I felt like his smile was as sinister as a mannequin's. I felt a sense of unfamiliarity. I held my chest to steady my heart. That forum post came to mind again. I just wanted to go to the living room to get some water, but I don't feel so thirsty anymore. I'm going back to sleep. You should go to bed early, too. Luke didn't react to my words at all. He was even abnormally calm. He just narrowed his eyes and smiled at me. "Okay, go back to sleep then. I'll go pour you a glass of water and add some honey to it. It's good for your stomach and helps you sleep better." Without waiting for me to refuse, Luke turned and went to the living room to pour me a glass of warm water. It didn't just have honey. He thoughtfully added red dates and goji berries as well. He was so caring, and I couldn't help but feel guilty for my petty thoughts. I secretly decided not to overthink it anymore. I would tell him about the forum post tomorrow and apologize. He handed me the glass of water. I said thank you and took the warm water back to my room. I put the glass on the bedside table and, for some reason, thought of that forum post again. This time, I wanted to check the poster's homepage to see if I could find any clues. To my surprise, the poster's homepage had been updated 5 minutes ago. Guys, here's the latest update. I'll send you the short video you want to see soon in a private message. My brother has made the arrangements. We're definitely going to succeed. This isn't some fake post to get likes. You guys asked me, how can brothers share a wife? I'll tell you. My brother and I grew up together, and we can share anything. What's a wife? My brother won't mind. Besides, we're just messing with her. We'll just make up a reason to call off the engagement later. We can get the dowry back anyway. Some people in the comments were scolding him for making it up, but the poster ignored them. He instead shared his current mood with the netizens. Guys, I'm being honest. This sister-in-law of mine is 5'6", and her curves are in all the right places, at least a C-cup. I really want to hold her and breathe her in. I just tried to sneak into her bedroom and get into her bed, but I failed. She's still a virgin and a little timid, so I wanted to ask you guys, how should I continue to lure her in this situation? The discussion was very lively. Many people in the comments were watching the show, not afraid of causing trouble, just there to gossip and seize the opportunity to instigate him, to just rape her. After all, it's just about tearing off the mask. After getting what you want, just find a random reason to dump her. Besides, they're already engaged. She'll probably go along with it, half willingly. Are you sure she hasn't found out yet? Women are best at pretending to refuse, pretending to be proper. But in reality, they're already eager. When a woman says no, she means yes. She's not stupid. I don't believe she hasn't found out. Maybe she's waiting for both of you to play with her. All women are the same. As long as you conquer her, she will be more obedient than anyone else. Oh my God, hurry up, man. I'm so anxious for you. Don't drag it out, or you might lose the prize right before you get it. If it were me, I'd just drug her and make her kneel at my feet and beg me. The comments section really opened my eyes. I didn't expect there to be so many potential criminals. To a girl, it's obviously a terrifying thing, but in their eyes, it seems to be just a simple, malicious prank. In their context, women aren't people. They're just objects. Immediately after, the poster replied in the comments section, "She has a simple mind. She will definitely not find out about my and my brother's plan. I just poured her a glass of water. Once she drinks it, I can do whatever I want. After that, even if she finds out, it doesn't matter. At worst, I'll just pressure her with the marriage at the end of the year. She's almost 30 this year. Besides me, who else would want her? You guys, just wait and watch the show." By the time I read this, my heart had completely gone cold, and my head was pounding. Everything the poster described matched me perfectly. The IP address of the post was also the city I was in. At this point, there was no more sleepiness. I quickly got up and ran to the bedroom door, locked it, and used a chair to block it. I went back to bed and curled up tightly in my blanket. I was in the master bedroom, and Luke was in the room right next to mine. What's more, if the post was true, was the person in the next room really my fiancé, Luke? My mind was a mess. I kept scrolling on my phone, staring at the comments section. Someone in the comments started to bet with him, saying he definitely wouldn't get the prize. The poster ignored them. He kept updating with other content every so often. Sometimes he would talk about his current mood, and sometimes he would talk about the past. The day of the blind date, I was supposed to go myself. Unfortunately, something came up, so I had my brother go instead, and he ended up taking her from me. That's why, this time, my brother voluntarily offered to give me the opportunity to share his wife. They had done a test. During their previous dates, the two brothers had appeared alternately, and the woman couldn't tell who was who, because she never even considered the possibility that they were identical twins. Now that they were engaged, as long as they kept their mouths shut, no one would ever know the truth. I followed the clues the poster provided, recalling all sorts of details. The more I thought, the more something felt wrong. It was true that there were a few times before when my boyfriend had acted a bit strange, but at that time, he said he wasn't feeling well. I also suppressed the weird feeling in my heart and didn't think much of it. In my panic, I glanced at the cup of honey water on the table. I immediately got out of bed, turned on my phone's flashlight, and shined it into the cup. The bottom of the cup seemed to have some powdery substance. What was in here? Could it be a drug? No wonder he added honey. I was immediately terrified. After the incident was over, this behavior could no longer be called harassment. This was a crime. The comments section quickly had a few dozen new comments. Been together so long and still haven't gotten it done? Can you two brothers actually get it done? Just find an undeniable reason to sleep with her. If she refuses, you can just accuse her back and ask if she has another man on the outside. In short, put a lot of pressure on her. It's very easy to successfully manipulate her psychologically. When dealing with a female animal, you have to train her like a dog. These so-called suggestions, along with many comments agreeing with them, all had the same terrifying thought. It sent chills down my spine. Very quickly, the poster replied to one of the comments. "Thanks for the great idea, guys. I'll do exactly what you said. I'm going to trick her and say my bed is broken and ask if I can sleep in her room for the night. As long as I can get into her room then. I've already bought 5 boxes of various condoms, so tonight is definitely going to be a big night." Very quickly, hundreds of praying hands emojis appeared below the comments, with everyone in agreement. No, it should be said that they were all in cahoots to do something evil. 1 minute later, Luke's phone sent me a message. "Bao Bei, my bed is broken. Can I sleep with you for one night? I promise to be good and not do anything." In that moment, I almost bit through my own teeth. I was so angry, my whole body was trembling. For a moment, I even wanted to rush out and confront Luke directly. But I quickly calmed down. In the dead of night, going to his territory would be like a sheep entering a tiger's mouth. What's more, he's a grown man who's 6 feet tall. How could I be his match? Those lewd men, more or less, all have something wrong with their heads. If I really got raped by him, even if I didn't die, I would still suffer a great loss. After thinking it through, a head-on confrontation was not the way to go. Before I exposed him, I had to protect myself first. I temporarily dismissed the option of calling the police. Right now, based only on a post, there was no concrete evidence, so calling the police might be lacking in proof. I also couldn't just run out. He was in the room right next to me, so any movement would be impossible to hide from him. Going out in the middle of the night and possibly angering him would be even more dangerous. After thinking for a moment, I sent a message to a few friends who lived nearby and also forwarded the forum post to them. If anything happened, they could at least come rescue me immediately. A few of my friends who stayed up late quickly replied, cursing that bastard. Those who lived farther away offered advice on how to defend myself. The ones who lived close by didn't even have time to curse. They just said they would immediately come to get me. I didn't reply to Luke's message, pretending I was already asleep. Before my friends could get here, I just needed to stall for time. The next second, the screen lit up. Luke called me directly. My heart pounded faster. I tried to ignore it, neither hanging up nor answering. After the call ended, another one came in very quickly. I thought about it for a moment and pressed the accept button. If I didn't answer, I was afraid he would come knock on the door the next second, and it would be even harder to refuse. Luke repeated the content of the message again, his voice sounding pitiful. I pretended to be groggy and refused his request. I even pretended to be annoyed about being woken up and blamed him for disturbing me. After a while, the forum post's comments section had a new update from the poster. "My sister-in-law is not behaving. She won't sleep in the same bed with me. What should I do? Given this situation, do I still have a chance tonight? After posting, he even edited and posted the entire context of what I said to him. At this point, it was completely confirmed. Luke was that perverted poster. It's true that you know a person's face, but not their heart. The more I thought, the angrier I got. I directly switched to a guest account and went to the comments section to curse him out, deliberately calling him disgusting. Don't be so excessive. She obviously has no interest in you. Why don't you break up early? You should look in a mirror to see who you are, and you want to share a wife. Why don't you share your dad? You pervert! Luke quickly started arguing with me below. You're just jealous because you can't have it. Why do you think we got engaged after being together for half a year? It's because she loves my and my brother's faces. I'm just checking it out for my brother. Is that so wrong? I almost crushed my phone. Just then, there were a few dozen onlookers, and someone in the comments spoke up. This sister-in-law of yours is not normal. She can refuse you 3 times, which proves she doesn't trust your brother. If this continues, you'll break up sooner or later. You should be more proactive and just take care of her tonight. If she won't let you into the room, then you find a way to lure her out. Anyway, after you've had your way with her, her anger won't matter. It would be a pity not to mess with her a little before calling off the engagement. These people repeatedly shattered my worldview. I really couldn't imagine how someone could be so perverted as to have such a dark and twisted mindset. Did harming women give them pleasure? Had they forgotten that they were all born from women? 2 minutes later, I saw that Luke had liked his own comment. Okay, guys, you really get it. I'll live stream the dirty scene then, so you guys can watch for free in the front row. I'm not saying anything else. My brother said she's scrolling on her phone and hasn't gone to sleep yet. I have to get over there quickly. The last sentence sent a shiver down my spine. How did he know I was on my phone? I suddenly turned over, turned off my phone's flashlight, and scanned the entire bedroom. The painting on the wall was wrong. In the complete absence of light, there was a faint red dot on it. Luke had dared to install a camera in my bedroom. So, he or his brother had been secretly watching my every move. All this time, I immediately broke out in a cold sweat. I huddled in my blanket, and after the feeling of extreme fear, came a strange sense of anger. This pervert. I was truly blind and foolish. After dating and getting engaged, I still couldn't see through his fake facade. No, they had been deceiving me all along. I stumbled out of bed, rushed to the wall, and with the fastest speed, took the painting down. Behind the painting, there was indeed an electronic component. I yanked it off, staring at the small red dot on the component, and felt a chill run through my entire body. How long had I been watched? Was I watched from the moment I moved in? Clenching the component in my hand, I quickly sent a message for help to my friends on Facebook. I asked them to call the police and come over as fast as they could. Now, I had this camera. I had evidence. As soon as the message was sent, a violent knock on the door startled me. Luke's brother's malicious voice came through. Baby, I know you're not asleep yet. Be good and open the door. It's so late. Why are you suddenly getting dressed? I held the pinhole camera tightly, not daring to make a sound. Now, my every move was being watched. In places I didn't know, how many more pinhole cameras were hidden. I didn't dare to think. There was no more movement outside. A deadly silence. But very quickly, bam, 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 Luke's brother started to pound on the door again. My friends sent a message saying they still needed about 10 minutes. I had to try and stall for time. My heart pounded like a drum. and I could only pretend that I knew absolutely nothing. "Baby, why are you pounding on the door? It's so loud." "I just wanted to get up and try on some clothes for a business trip my company is arranging. After I try them on, I'll go to sleep. You should go back to your room too." The pounding on the door stopped abruptly. Immediately after, Luke's brother's voice came through the door. "Oh, a business trip? I see. Then, open the door. I'll get you some things." I swallowed hard. "I've already packed everything. Don't bother. Let's talk about it during the day. It's too late now. I won't be able to get up tomorrow. Mua, mua." The person outside was not Luke, but Luke's brother. I bet Luke wouldn't have told his brother all the details. His brother might not even know my schedule for tomorrow. There was no more movement outside again, after a suffocating silence. Bam, bam, bam! He started pounding on the door like a madman again. "What are you kidding me? We just got engaged. Tomorrow is the weekend. How could your boss arrange a business trip for you?" This time, the voice was no longer the gentle and refined one I was familiar with. Instead, it was a voice as crazy as a madman. "You're lying. Why do you keep avoiding me today? Do you not love me anymore? Do you have someone else? Are you having an affair with your boss? If not, how could he send you on a business trip on the weekend? Open the door. Let's talk this out." Bam, bam, bam! Luke's brother continued to pound on the door while yelling. My heart was filled with both fear and anger, and tears welled up in my eyes. I held back my tears, rushed to the study table, pulled out the drawer, and tried to find a screwdriver or something to defend myself. As for the insults and psychological manipulation from Luke outside, I just ignored them as nonsense and didn't reply at all. A moment later, Luke suddenly stopped yelling. He also stopped pounding on the door. It was quiet outside again. I didn't even dare to breathe heavily or speak, afraid of angering him again. No matter what he was thinking, as long as he couldn't get in, I just had to stall for time until my friends arrived. My friends also sent me a message. "Hold on, we'll be there in about 10 minutes. I breathed a sigh of relief, and just in case, sent them my location. But the next second, I heard a faint click as the door lock turned. The sound was no different from a thunderclap to my ears. Immediately after, with a creaking sound, the door opened. Luke's brother walked in with a sneer, his eyes filled with undisguised malice. My entire body tensed up. "Baby, did you forget there was a spare key in the living room drawer? You're not being a good girl and going to sleep. What do you think would be a good punishment for you?" My heart tightened, and I quickly took a few steps back. My legs were trembling violently, and my heart began to pound uncontrollably, almost leaping out of my chest. "Get out! You get out! Who gave you permission to come in here? If you take one more step, I won't be so polite to you." I kept backing away until I hit the edge of the table and stopped. "What do you want? You've changed. The moment we got engaged, you stopped cherishing me. You never went against my wishes before." Luke's brother had a confident expression and said slowly, "You said it yourself. We're already engaged. What are you so afraid of?" I felt even more terrified after he said that. The face in front of me was clearly a familiar one, but it seemed to hold a different soul. The moment I thought of him and my boyfriend conspiring to treat me as a tool to satisfy their desires, I felt disgusted. "Get out of my way! Who's engaged to you? You pervert!" Luke's brother's eyes immediately narrowed, and he snorted coldly. "So, you found out. Well, then I have nothing to hide from you. This engagement party has already been held. You are a member of the Lucas family. I am also a member of the Lucas family. So, you are also my person. Sooner or later, you'll have to serve me. So why not be good and let me have a taste now? After I train you well, you'll be able to serve my brother better, right? My mind instantly exploded. How could someone in this world speak such shameless words so calmly? Seeing him slowly approaching, I quickly threw everything in my hands at him. Pens, stands, a thermos bottle. Finally, I even threw the Oxford Dictionary with all my might. But I was too weak, and the book fell to the floor halfway. Tears streamed down my face in panic. My friends still needed some time to get here. But the person in front of me was less than 3 steps away. He could harm me in just 1 minute. I had to find a way to stall for time. Biting my tongue hard, I tried to calm down and looked him straight in the eyes. Now, I can't tell who you are anymore. Can you tell me, who are you really? Who do I really love, you or your brother? The person in front of me paused for a moment and stopped in his tracks. Immediately after, the corners of his mouth split into a smile. Are you saying you love me more? My eyes were filled with tears, but I didn't answer directly. I just stared at him. What's your name? Lucas. Lucas. So your name is Lucas, I murmured softly. Lucas looked triumphant. He seemed very happy that he had won against his brother, but my hand, hidden behind my back, clenched the object I was holding, reminding myself not to reveal any flaws. This man in front of me was selfish, arrogant, and extreme. His desires had blinded him, and in his search for stimulation, he was able to conspire with his own brother on something so ridiculous as sharing a wife. But everyone has a competitive streak. If I could use this to my advantage, maybe I could stall for time until my friends arrived. Having made up my mind, I looked up and said, "Who came up with this wife-sharing game?" Lucas sneered. "Why are you asking that? Baby, you're already a fish in a bowl, aren't you?" I gritted my teeth and took a step closer to him, suppressing my disgust and deliberately stroking his chest. "But I want to be with you, and you alone." Lucas's eyes immediately became hazy, and he seemed a little moved, but he quickly shook his head. "No way. My brother and I have a deep bond. What's his is mine, and what's mine is his." The phrase, "a deep bond," made me so angry I wanted to explode. They treated us women like objects to be shared. I really wanted to bite him to death. It seemed that the path of provoking them to compete with each other was not working. So, I could only play along for now. I covered my face, feigning sadness, and sighed. Why is it like this? Now that I know the truth, I find it so hard to choose. It seems I love both of you. I'm so miserable. I'm a terrible woman. Lucas narrowed his eyes, grabbed my hand tightly, and his tone seemed a little suspicious. "Do you really think that? Baby, you're changing too fast. Do you think I'll believe you?" I forced myself not to resist and gritted my teeth. "Then I'll give it to you today. Next time, the 3 of us will live well together. We're already engaged, and I'm not young anymore. If I leave you 2, where else can I find a family as good as this one? But both of you have to treat me well and earn money for me to spend. What do you say, Big Brother Lucas?" I feigned weakness and took the initiative to make peace. Calling him Big Brother Lucas made him ecstatic. He eagerly pulled me toward the bed. "I'll definitely treat you well. We men aren't that complicated. But you have to let me have a taste first." I quickly struggled to get free. "Don't be so impatient. What? Are you regretting it? Or are you just trying to trick me?" Lucas's face instantly darkened, his eyes full of cold malice. No, we just got engaged. What if I get pregnant?" "I don't want to get married with a baby bump," I quickly explained coquettishly. "Don't worry, I've already prepared birth control pills." As he spoke, Lucas held up a small black bag in his hand and chuckled lustfully. Now you have no more excuses, do you? And Luke, my brother is listening and watching from the other side. Lucas shook the device with the flashing red light in his hand. My expression froze on my face. So, my fiancé was sitting in front of a camera right now, watching me get into another man's arms with his own eyes? Even if that man was his own brother. It was so disgusting. I felt like throwing up. Seeing Lucas's grotesque smile as he reached out to grab my chest, I took 2 steps back. Before his expression could turn to anger, I took off my jacket. He immediately went from angry to happy, got on the bed first, and began to take off his pants. I felt disgusted and quickly turned away. Walking toward the closet, I slowly opened the closet, pretending to look for something. With one hand, I secretly calculated the time. Luke had only officially moved in a few days ago, but I wasn't sure if there were any other cameras in the house. Were there any in the bathroom? In the living room? The thought of these things sent a thick layer of goosebumps over my entire body. Baby, are you done yet? I've taken the little blue pill, and I can't hold back anymore. The urging voice came from behind me. I turned my head, holding up a slightly transparent bright red silk nightgown, and said unhurriedly, "How about this one?" Lucas gasped, and just as he was about to speak, I immediately shook my head and turned away. No, this isn't sexy enough. I have one that's even more see-through, my love. Wait a little longer for me. We must make our first time an unforgettable memory. I deliberately took my time trying on clothes outside the closet. The gasping sounds from behind me got louder and louder. My heart also beat faster and faster. Now, I could only hope that my friends would arrive in time. Finally, I heard a growl from Lucas behind me. "Stop stalling. I can't take it anymore. I can see you clearly don't want me. You bitch." I heard a sound from behind and turned around in a panic, only to see a naked Lucas jumping off the bed and lunging at me. I dodged to the side. I couldn't hold back anymore and threw the stone statuette of Mount Tai that I had been clutching in my hand at his face with all my might. "Go to hell with your sharing. Women aren't toys. You animal, go wait in jail." While Lucas was clutching his face and yelling in pain, I took the opportunity to open the bedroom door and rushed out. As soon as I reached the living room sofa, my ankle was grabbed, and I was pulled back by a strong force, falling to the ground. It was Lucas who had pounced on me and grabbed my leg. Luckily, the floor was carpeted, and I put my hands down to brace myself. Otherwise, all my teeth would have been broken. "You bitch! You dare to run away? You won't drink the toast, so you'll drink the penalty." I tried to kick him off, but I couldn't. Very quickly, he pinned me down with a sneer. "Today, I'll definitely show you how powerful I am." I struggled in fear. "I've already called the police. Don't you dare." Before I could finish, he covered my mouth and nose. "You dare to call the police? I'll record a few more videos for you later, and you'll be obedient." Just before I suffocated, a piercing scream rang out in my ear. "You bastard! Let go of my best friend. My friend is here." Thank goodness, when I was pretending to look for clothes, I had used my phone to remotely unlock the smart front door. Very quickly, I felt a weight lift from me. A man at least 6 feet tall grabbed Lucas by the hair, lifted him up, and slapped him a few times. He was ruthless and didn't say a word. My best friend ran over to help me up, her face filled with worry. "Honey, are you okay?" I shook my head, taking a few deep breaths to calm my breathing. "Thank goodness you got here in time." The reason I dared to turn on him was because my friend had messaged me that she was about to get on the elevator. You know a person's face, but not their heart. Big brother, give this animal a good beating. So, the tall man was my friend's older brother. My friend's brother didn't hold back, treating Lucas like a punching bag. I was thrilled to watch. Lucas kept yelling, "Let's talk this out. This is a misunderstanding. I'm her boyfriend. We're just playing around. Nothing too serious. Right?" I immediately spat on his face. "Go explain it to the police, you bastard." The police then took us to the nearby police station. The forum post, the pinhole camera, the living room camera, the cup of drugged water I hadn't thrown away, and the phone recording I always kept. Sexual harassment, attempted rape, and the evidence was as clear as day. Lucas couldn't deny it even if he wanted to. My heart was filled with hatred, and I fully utilized the green tea skills I had learned at work, accusing him while wiping away my tears. But when it came to his accomplice, Lucas adamantly denied everything. He only said that it was all his plan, that Luke had nothing to do with it, and that the boy knew nothing. As for the forum post, it was all something he had made up himself. He had only deliberately impersonated Luke. As he spoke, he shamelessly glanced at me. "You can't even recognize your own fiancé. It seems you don't love my brother that much after all." I was so angry, I was half dead. But it was indeed difficult to confirm this. Lucas and Luke were very careful. There were no records of sharing a wife in their communication software. Luke was acquitted. Immediately after, Luke was summoned to the police station. This was the first time I had ever seen my boyfriend in two forms in front of me. The two of them were really very alike, and their voices were 90% the same. Standing together, I could only tell a few minor differences. Luke, the younger brother, was half a shade lighter, and his earlobes were a little bigger. As for Lucas, he was about 2 centimeters taller. The corners of his mouth curved a little more, and his eyebrows were a little thicker. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have dared to believe that something as ridiculous as brothers switching identities would happen to me. When faced with the police's questioning, Luke indeed denied everything and shirked responsibility. He only said that his brother had just said he was coming to stay for 2 days and that he didn't expect him to do such a thing. I couldn't help but question him as to why he did it. Luke just laughed, his eyes filled with contempt. "Because it's fun. My brother and I have the same father, mother, and egg. It's just a small request. Why should I refuse him?" I trembled with coldness and anger. "So in your heart, I'm just an object that you can casually give to someone else? You said that yourself. It has nothing to do with me." Luke shrugged. I almost flipped the table and yelled, "So, you admit to conspiring with Lucas to share a wife, right?" Luke's smile deepened. "I was just saying it to sound cool at the moment. What does that prove? I've said some crazy things before, but today's incident has nothing to do with me. What if you were the one who seduced my brother first? What if you two were having a secret relationship behind my back? I'm the one who got cheated on. I'm the victim. My brother might even be a victim. To be honest, you're the one who seduced him and framed him." I clenched my fists, secretly hating myself for being so blind. The person I thought I could entrust my whole life to was this kind of trash. "Luke, you're amazing. You were able to pretend for half a year and almost didn't reveal any flaws. In the end, Lucas was detained and would probably serve a few years. As for his brother Luke, he got off scot-free. Even though I was unwilling, I couldn't change this outcome, but I wouldn't give up. If I didn't teach Luke a lesson, then in the future, more girls might be deceived. What's more, I had sent his brother to jail, so how could he not seek revenge on me? The first to strike wins, The last to strike suffers. So that day, I resolutely prepared the documents, detailing the ins and outs of this incident, and posted it online. I also sent a copy to Luke's company email, strongly demanding that they deal with this scumbag. The post included screenshots and a screen recording of the original wife-sharing post, along with some recordings and blurred videos. This matter first caused a huge stir within Luke's company. The gossips voluntarily put it on the internet. My post didn't name names, and the video was even blurred. But the post from Luke's colleagues just happened to help netizens match the information. Very quickly, Luke was fired from his company. Luke couldn't sit still and quickly posted a clarification, trying to claim he was wronged. His post was titled, "Wronged. The gold digger lured me into an astronomical engagement ring, seduced my brother to cheat on me, and then turned around and accused him of rape." In the post, he made himself and Lucas the victims. The implication was that I had deliberately set a trap to harm Lucas. Besides the post, he also maliciously edited our conversations before the engagement about the future, turning me into a two-timer who demanded an astronomical dowry and a gold digger. A group of self-proclaimed righteous people on the internet immediately smelled blood, like sharks. They attacked me immediately, and I was subjected to cyberbullying. Someone even doxed my personal information. For a while, I was boycotted and cursed by everyone, but I was not fazed at all. That day, I prepared my rebuttal. The dowry money was $3,900. At that time, I just wanted to be lucky. On the day of the engagement, this money was placed on a tray and was recorded with video and photos. It just so happened to be used as evidence. On another tray belonging to me, there was a car key and a land use rights certificate. I blurred the important information on the land use rights certificate and posted it online. It clearly stated my name and that it was bought with a one-time payment. The car key was for a car my family bought for me. He had a dowry of $3,900. I had a dowry of $391,000 as a backdrop. Was there really such a kind of gold digger in this world? But even after that, I was still cursed. Many people said that I was too calculating and that I deliberately made these assets premarital assets, which was clearly a malicious act. What was even more ridiculous was that many people went along with it and cursed me, saying I was not innocent. If it were before, I would have been so sad that I couldn't sleep. But now, after going through the baptism of malice, I had matured. I was not the one who was wrong. Why should I be sad? I had to eat well and sleep well. As time went on, people started to dig deeper into Luke and me. My past was simple, and netizens couldn't find anything to slander me with. But Luke was different. Many of the impulsive words he had posted on the internet in the past were dug up. Words that disrespected women, casually used vulgarities, taught men how to turn raw rice into cooked rice, and constantly switched girlfriends after dating appeared frequently. Some of his ex-girlfriends, who had broken up with him before, felt something was wrong and came out to expose him. Those girls were all ex-girlfriends of either Luke or Lucas. I contacted those girls privately. They had all been broken up with by Luke or Lucas for a random reason, or with a cold attitude after they had a relationship. It was almost exactly the same as what I had experienced. It could almost be confirmed that they had also been shared. Their crimes were so great that they couldn't be fully recorded. I prepared a lot of documents and sued Luke. I sued him for slander, an invasion of privacy and dignity. The post I put on the internet didn't name names. Everything was anonymous. Luke, on the other hand, directly revealed my personal information, leading the keyboard warriors to cyberbully me. Before the trial, Luke actively sent me a message asking to meet and reconcile. I arranged to meet at a cafe. After confirming that he had not prepared any recording, live streaming, or video equipment, we both sat down. As soon as he sat down, Luke dropped his cautious facade. But his eyes and tone seemed to have reverted to the gentle and refined look he had when we first met. "Baby, how have you been? To be honest, I interrupted him. "I won't be well until I see you get your comeuppance." He couldn't pretend anymore and tugged at his slightly crooked tie, looking a little impatient. "Do you have to be so heartless? Are you really going to go all the way and make it a lose-lose situation? Lately, I'm not the only one being cyberbullied. I didn't care at all. For a person like you, it's necessary. What's more, even if the fish dies, the net won't necessarily be torn. Who says it won't be torn? I'm 30 years old this year. And who on the internet doesn't know that I was almost raped? Who would dare to marry me in the future? I'm telling you, those keyboard warriors won't remember you and your brother. They'll only remember you. At first, they'll sympathize with you, but as time goes on, your reputation will be reversed. They'll say you're a slut. They'll say it takes two to tango. They'll say you deliberately set a trap to seduce them. You're a woman. You definitely can't outlast me." I nodded, still calm. "Then why are you the one who's actively looking for me now?" Luke, who was giving an impassioned speech, suddenly froze. I stared at him, the corner of my mouth curving up. "Because you're scared. Netizens aren't so easy to deceive anymore. Even if there are some extreme people, you have them, and I have them too. More importantly, there are those who stand in a neutral position and only seek the truth. Whoever has the reason will win. I'm telling you, I can endure it. So what if I'm almost 30? If there's someone I like, I'll get married. If there's no one I like, I can choose not to get married. I have my own hands and feet, a car, and a house. Men are not a necessity for me. As for trash like you should go to reform school with your brother." "Shut up!" As if I had hit a nerve, Luke slammed the table and stood up, pointing at me and cursing. "A woman like you, in ancient times, should have been drowned in a pig cage." Luckily, the cafe was empty today. Otherwise, we would have been surrounded. I remained calm and retorted, "A man like you, in ancient times, should have been castrated." Luke clenched his fists, his face ferocious, as if he wanted to hit me. I lifted my head slightly and just smiled at him. "Go on, hit me. If you have the guts, hit me." But to my disappointment, he suddenly pulled his hand back and also smiled. "Don't try to provoke me. I won't fall for your trap. This time, even if I lose the lawsuit, at most, I'll just apologize and pay a little money. But, we'll see what happens in the future." He was threatening me, but unfortunately, today, I had the upper hand. Seeing him turn to leave, I called him back. "Hey, this time, it's not just a simple apology and money." Luke's figure paused slightly, and he looked at me suspiciously. "I've already contacted your and your brother's ex-girlfriends. What they've provided me with is enough to nail you to the pillar of shame forever. If you don't believe me, you can check Facebook. The news should be spreading now." Luke quickly took out his phone, but for some reason, the signal in the cafe was not very good today. And Facebook showed a blank page. No internet. I kindly told him the Wi-Fi name and password of the cafe. Facebook finally finished loading. Luke clicked on it for a while, breathed a sigh of relief, and looked up at me with contempt. "I almost fell for your trick. The internet is still full of the same boring cliches. It's been so long. How could they?" He stopped in the middle of his sentence. Instead, he said something cruel to me. "You're ungrateful. Since you want to drag this out, let's drag it out. But I knew what the half sentence he didn't say meant. It had been so long. How could those ex-girlfriends still have evidence? They didn't have any before, but now they do. After Luke left, my best friend came out from the kitchen and nodded at me. Half a day later, I contacted Luke's and Lucas's ex-girlfriends and went to the police station to report them together. This time, the police immediately took action and arrested Luke and took him to the station. When he was arrested, Luke still yelled that the police were framing him and that we were conspiring against him. At the police station, when he saw our group of women, he even shouted that he would sue us. "You don't have any evidence. You're just slandering me." "Who said we don't have evidence? The videos you secretly recorded are evidence." With one sentence, he was speechless, mumbling in disbelief. "No way. How could you?" I clearly hid it very well in my phone. I admit, I didn't understand Luke. I had been fooled by him all along. But if I didn't understand Luke, did I not understand perverts? Before, in that post, Lucas was bragging about paid videos and paid live streams, and the pinhole camera I found in my room was enough to prove one thing. The two of them definitely had a large number of secretly recorded videos of me and those ex-girlfriends. Maybe even videos of them having sex with those ex-girlfriends. To a pervert, these videos are things they have to watch constantly. So they would have them on their phones and their computers. From the moment Luke connected to the Wi-Fi and password I had specially prepared for him at the cafe, his phone had no secrets in my hacker best friend's eyes. There weren't many videos on his phone, only a few dozen sex videos, but the men who appeared in them were both Luke and Lucas. With a close look, you could still tell the difference. They had even appeared together. In the scenes where they appeared together, the women, without exception, had lost consciousness. This was enough to prove their criminal behavior. In addition, the police also found a large amount of evidence in an old computer at Luke's house that was not connected to the internet. There were also many secretly recorded videos in it, and as expected, my face appeared in them. There were many scenes where I wasn't wearing any clothes. I was very angry, but also very calm. I was secretly recorded by a pinhole camera in my own home. I was not the one who was wrong. The police promised that these videos would absolutely not be leaked. When Luke saw the police bring out that old computer, his face immediately turned ashen. Immediately after, he started sobbing and kneeling, slapping himself repeatedly and yelling, "I was wrong." He tried to beg for our forgiveness. "I was just so in love with you guys. I was just temporarily confused." What a pity. Who cares about crocodile tears? Very quickly, the police issued a public statement. For the crimes of harassment, drugging, attempted rape, and secretly recording multiple people, the two brothers, Luke and Lucas, were confirmed to be in criminal detention. The internet immediately exploded. It went straight to the top of the hot search list. At first, my online feud with Luke had only spread in a small circle. This time, the entire country knew. The police said that due to the serious and vicious nature of the crimes, the two of them would either be sentenced to death or have their death penalty suspended. They would never be able to get out in this lifetime. On the day of the sentencing, I attended with a few other girls. Seeing the two brothers, Luke and Lucas, looking dejected and dispirited, we just felt a sense of satisfaction. Afterward, a few girls and I quietly left with our masks on. There was no other way. Even as victims, we would still be judged by a certain type of human-like creature in this society. Being a little discreet would have a smaller impact. Time would wear everything down. We went to eat Hai Di Lao hot pot together. We raised our glasses to celebrate our great revenge. One of the girls said, "This is no big deal. I'll just consider it as being bitten by a dog." The others chimed in. "That's right. We are the victims. The bad guys have been punished, so we should be happy. Although we have to be a little discreet to avoid unnecessary trouble. We've promised each other that none of us will be sad about this anymore." "Okay." Everyone raised their glasses in agreement. We promised that we would definitely live better in the future. After eating, we left with smiles and laughter. The sun was shining beautifully outside. Our future would definitely not be bad.